It even starts with a robot or an advanced robot. Damn, but it's just thrown somewhere on the shore. It goes on like that until some squirrels come and explore the robot, and by accident, they press the power button, so the robot turns on. Her name is Rosem, but for short, we'll call her Roz. The key is, she keeps telling them she's a robot meant to help, and they can ask her for anything. But the squirrels don't even understand her language. And then their conversation is interrupted by a big wave that comes and hits her, followed by another wave right after it, so Rosem has to run away. She enters the forest and keeps walking, unsure what to do or who to help. Since she was made to assist humans, she starts running after the animals, asking them, "Does anyone need help, guys? Help for me? Hey, everyone, does anyone need help, guys?" But of course, the animals are scared of her and can't stand her. So Rose, since she doesn't understand the animals' language and they don't understand hers, activates learning mode, which puts her into a deep sleep for a very long time during that period. She hears animals talking and gradually learns their language, allowing her to understand and speak with them freely. The important thing is that when she wakes up, she tells the animals that she's here to help them. But the animals are still scared of her and run away because they still think she's a human who might kill them or something. So, at that moment, Alraz decides to climb to a high peak and makes a request for the company to come and get her because the request was delivered wrong or something, so that's when they come. Rhea arrives, hits her, and breaks many of her parts. She tries to recover them from animals who want to steal and play with them. The animals keep stealing her piece, so she asks the company to pick her up. So at that moment, she goes after them so she doesn't get stuck in the forest. But then she finds a bear attacking her, so she runs away from it. And after running here and there, she manages to escape. The problem is she lands on a bird's nest, and the bird crushes all but one egg, which still holds a chick. She takes the egg to care for it, but a fox steals it and runs off, so she chases after as usual. After running, the fox hits a branch and gets caught in thorns. She then takes the egg from him, puts it inside her, and saves it from the fox's mouth, and of course at that moment he's thinking she's going to hurt him or something, but she's actually holding him to remove the thorns from the branch in the first place. The main thing is the egg hatches, and a cute chick emerges as soon as it touches. The fox feels maternal but ignores it and tries contacting the company to return the chick. With a weak signal, she heads higher to find reception as the chick approaches. The chick follows her because it thinks she's its mother, since she's the first thing it saw when it was born. After that, the fox doesn't understand what it wants from her. "What do you want, chick?" He also breaks her calling device. The chick wants to return her to the company again, but the chick's friends can't do it, so she has to go back to the company, and that's when the chick puts a little chick on the rat's back with her babies, thinking the rat won't notice. The chick hides to watch, but when the rat sees her, the rat gets scared, thinking the chick is dangerous. In truth, the chick is the one who's scared and hiding, so the rat goes to her and tells her that this chick belongs to her, and that they thought of you, and that you were the first one to see him. Now, you have to be his mother. Even if he's dead, that's just how it is. So she just accepts it and goes along with it. Then Rose says, "Your mission now is to take care of this chick until you die, Rose." At that moment, she accepts her mission like a robot, says yes, and starts her journey of taking care of the chick. Rose feeds the chick strange things since she doesn't understand much. She even tries to make him swim and nearly drowns him. Rose also attempts to make him fly by. She knows nothing about raising chicks. Meanwhile, the fox named Fink is watching her from a distance. Then he introduces himself to her and realizes that whenever he tells her anything, she obeys his orders. So at that moment, he decides to deceive her into believing he's helping raise the chick, while actually using her for food and advice. He gives the chick worms to eat, then takes advantage again. So Rose thinks that he's making her build a big house for him, supposedly to protect the chick. But after they build the house, the chick wonders, what's going on? He organizes, never mind that. Let's just say Bill, not Rose's mother, is organizing. Just Rose and Bill. "So, where are you, buddy?" Their friend sits with Rose and Bill until Butler arrives. "Where are you, buddy?" Butler had stolen the wood used to build the house. Then, he fights Butler and scares him. He knows his house will bring his mom and the boss. So Bill gets scared since he's just a little chick, right? Finnick asks Rose for a bedtime story to help him sleep. But since Rose can't feel or tell stories, Finnick tells the story himself. After he falls asleep, Rose lies beside him, and Finnick joins them, hugging and sleeping with them. These feelings fade after months, then we see Bill grown up, speaking like Rose, since she and Finnick raised him together. Until then, he can't swim or fly, and this is his first lesson. After nearly drowning, he learns and swims farther, reaching a pond of ducks like him. They know him as the chick raised by the monster and are surprised he survived. And then they start bullying him, so Rose steps in to help him. Of course, the ducks get scared of her and fly away. Billy feels sad and like a failure, wondering why society rejects him and calls him a child of the monster. But he doesn't get to feel that way for long before he's attacked. Sama throws her monster at him to eat him. Rose tries to save him, but her legs get stuck on a rock. At that moment, Bill was about to die, but Rose saved him just in time. Then, the bully ducks returned, telling Bill that Rose wasn't his mother, but had killed his mother. So Rose tells him the whole story, and that she's not his mother or anything. Of course, Bill gets upset and angry with her because she lied to him all this time, and he says some harsh words to her and leaves her at that moment. Rose visits a place filled with broken robots like her, now just scrap, and she begins assembling one. He asked if he could help with her mission, but now it's impossible, and she's begun to feel strange. And because her actions were no longer coming from the programming that Pam used to program her with, they were coming from her own improvisations and feelings that she was experiencing herself, because Bill needs her. And she cut off her programming so she could continue her mission to protect Bill. So the robot tells her at that moment that she's become defective and that there's something wrong with her, and that's when he gives her the device she can use. Rose decides to call the company to take her back and fix her after much thought, and she finally agrees. Finky is attached to her and doesn't want her to leave, but Rose is determined. Just before she asks the company to take her back, she realizes something, that the ducks have started their winter migration and that they do it every year. If Bill doesn't learn to fly and go with them, he'll likely die, since the forest isn't safe for beginners. They live at that time, and Funky and the others visit Bill to offer help. But Bill, still upset with Rose, tells her she's done and can leave. Rose refuses, insisting his life isn't negotiable. He will learn to fly, whether he likes it or not. The important thing is, after a few attempts, the duck starts flying, and that's when it begins. She teaches Bill how to fly, and after so many attempts, and even after she brought him a falcon to teach him how to fly, finally, Bill learns how to fly, and now he listens to her. He is, mashallah, a professional flying instructor because he's actually a falcon teaching him how to fly, not a duck. I mean, imagine a falcon teaching you how to fly. That's on another level. Anyway, at that point, Bill says goodbye to Rose and Fink, thanking them for their efforts in teaching him how to fly. Since he's smaller than the other ducks, he likely would have died, even if his family survived, mostly due to his size. If Rose hadn't cared for him and tied him up, things would have been different. Later, Rose leaves Bill with Longneck, the leader of the ducks in the winter migration. They start practicing flying while Rose and Fink, who grew attached to Bill, are upset. Not only that, now Rose is supposed to go back to the company, and Fink will return to the forest again as an active fox, after they got attached to each other. At that point, the fox goes back to his old home, and Rose says goodbye to her house and asks the company to take her back, and then she just waits. For them to come and take her, oh, what a night. The episode. Bill and Longneck are flying at that time and enjoying the beautiful scenery of nature. They face many challenges before finally resting at a company's farm. And by the sound, it turns out that this company is the one that makes Rose's robots. And at that moment, the robots, they're ordered to attack and catch the ducks. Then a wrestling stick appears, and everyone screams except Bill, who knows the robots and grew up with Rose. So Longneck orders the flock to fly after Bill because he's the calmest one among them, hoping he'll get them out of this predicament. Meanwhile, Long Nick will be distracting the robots until then. Bill leads the flock and they successfully escape from the company. But unfortunately, Long Nick, in order to save Bill from a shot that was about to hit him, takes the hit himself and dies. Since Bill was the last one, Long Nick had made him the leader, so he becomes the leader of the flock. During winter migration, though he knows nothing, he swears he'll do anything for it. Rose answers the company's summons, then returns home to find Finko waiting, as she chose to come back. She chooses to stay on the island, uniting the animals, and waiting for Bill to return so they can be together. But Finko tells her he came to the house because a strong storm is coming to the forest. Everything froze, so Faraz realizes the animals are in danger. Finko then takes her from Avaya to show where they are so they can help. She begins placing each animal in its home to protect them from the storm. After a tough snowstorm and many challenges, she saves nearly all the animals and brings them into her house by the fire, making a mess. Because none of the animals can stand each other anymore. Rose is exhausted from the cold and needs sleep to recover. Before sleeping, she asks Fennec to help until she wakes. Fennec calms the animals and gives a speech about unity, love, friendship, and forgiveness. No, that's not it. After all the talk, he tells them Rose sacrificed everything to save them. The animals feel ashamed, admit he's right, and stand honestly, exchanging looks. Rose changes. After they used to see her as a monster, now they see her as their savior. Then winter passes, and the animals leave Rose's house. Since the sun comes out, Rose recharges with solar energy and wakes up. And since winter is finally over, the winter migration is finished, and the ducks return to the island again. The first thing Rose does is look for Balo and finds him alive. Thank God, honestly, she could have found him dead or something. And at that moment, she realized that because of him, the whole migration returned safely because he was an excellent leader. And of course, now all the ducks love him. At that moment, Rose feels that he has found the place where he belongs. So she decides not to meet him, and she walks away to the place where they used to train for fighting. But then, we see Rose's company arrive to pick her up, as she had signaled them before canceling it. She then leaves the ship. A robot named Ventura monitors other robots, especially those she programmed. That's a problem. She asks Rose questions and tells her to come along so they can help her. Rose refuses, saying she doesn't want to leave the island because she's attached to it and someone is waiting for her. She then runs away, saying she doesn't need them. The company is pursuing her to bring her back after she left the system, so they act accordingly. So a lot of robots spread out to search the forest and turn it upside down, looking for her everywhere. After finding Roz, they chase her as she and Finky try to escape, with the forest animals doing their best to help. Among those they meet is Ben, who's actually very happy. Who met her? And after a big chase with the companions between Roz and the robots don't leave any part of the forest untouched. They keep searching, cutting down trees, and killing any animal that gets in their way just to find Roz. Bill spots Roz being taken onto the ship and quickly flies after her with his ducks and the hawk to catch up. And they start attacking the ship while a storm is happening. They started the process of resetting Roz in the factory. So at that moment, Bill comes in, breaking the glass and entering to save Roz, but it's too late. Roz gets reset in the factory and her memory is basically erased at that point. Bill gets very sad and hugs her tightly in a very emotional scene. At that moment, Roz's feelings react again, just like when Bill touched her when he was a child. She felt emotions for the first time, her memories returned, and she began escaping with Bill. His wing broke and he broke some glass. After a chase, she manages to break a window and opens a hole in the plane to jump out. But she sees that the forest is now on fire. Bill can't fly because his wing is broken. So she jumps out of the plane, and at that moment, she remembers all her memories with Bill from when he was a little chick until now. She carries the energy source in her hand, puts Bill in its place, and uses up all the remaining energy to create a sphere to protect Bill from the fall. Meanwhile, the animals manage to drop a giant tree into the sea. A flood puts out all the forest lights, keeping everyone safe, including Bill, who emerges unharmed from Rose's chest. Rose sees the forest destruction caused by her, and realizes staying will bring more trouble. When caught and taken back to the company, she says goodbye to the animals, especially their leader. Vinko and Bill's scene is touching. Are you about to cry? Of course, how could I not get emotional? Rose is basically Bill's mother now, and he can't live without her, but she must do what's right. And she calmly calls the company, and at that moment, they take her away. She goes with them politely without causing any trouble. When the island's animals united to support each other, some appeared in the final scene with Bill flying during winter migration. He sneaks into Rose's company, where she recognizes him, ending the movie. I'm upset Rose didn't stay with Bill.
Damn, Malak, what is someone supposed to do? He made a terrible movie. This is a new level, guys. Why are we always in trouble? What's up with Mom and her friends? That's it. Just say goodbye. It's over. Just say goodbye.